And we're on the weather watch tonight for heavy rain, gusty winds, and even thunder from about now all the way into early Friday morning. 1 to 3 inches of rain, which is a lot spread over a relatively short period of time. Again, now into early Friday, the highest amounts likely in eastern Connecticut, and an increasing southeasterly wind, generally gusts to 30 to 40, but we could see some higher amounts, especially in southeastern Connecticut, which has a wind advisory currently. Now, because there's a lot of leaves on the trees, that could end up clogging some storm drains, making the roads a bit more slippery. So keep that in the back of your mind as you're driving tonight into early tomorrow. And there could be some flooding too. A flood watch is in effect for almost the entire state. I want to show you, this is just one computer model, so don't take the numbers literally, but I mentioned 1 to 3 inches. And I wanted to say again, I do think that the highest amounts are likely in central and eastern areas. If we end up getting over 3 inches of rain, those will be the spots that will most likely end up getting the flooding. It looks like the worst will be tonight through the overnight. So it looks like the worst will be done by the morning commute tomorrow, unless there's some leftover areas where maybe a downed tree limb is from those gusty winds, or unless a river overcomes its banks. Again, it's going to take quite a bit of rain to do that, but it is possible for some of the areas that are in more of those persistent, heavier rainfall bands. So taking a look at wind gusts tonight by 10 o'clock, notice the winds are a lot calmer in western areas than they are in eastern Connecticut, where we could already be seeing those winds gust up around 40 miles per hour. And even into tomorrow morning, I think the winds will be the highest in southeastern Connecticut. This is 6 a.m. So again, gusts 30 to 40 for most of us, but there could be gusts exceeding 40 miles per hour for eastern areas. And that's why the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory right now only for New London County. But anytime that we have a gusty breeze and there's a lot of leaves on the trees, sometimes all those little leaves can act like parachutes and they add a bit more friction, and they can take trees down or limbs down sometimes, especially because trees have been really stressed out after the drought that we are still getting over, although making some big strides to do so. Let's take a look. I wanted to show you the Storm Prediction Center highlighting the greatest risk for severe weather, meaning thunderstorms that are severe to the west of Connecticut, although some rumbles of thunder are certainly possible here in Connecticut. Even just over the last half an hour or so, we're starting to see things increase out there on the radar with some heavier downpours in Killingworth through North Branford. That's going to be continuing to move north towards Durham. We're seeing some showers, heavier downpours around Norwich, and we'll pivot on the other side of the state here, seeing some showers from Oxford over through Cheshire and a heavier downpour right now in West Haven. So things are already starting to fill in a bit more, and we have this squeeze play with heavy rain coming in from the west and heavy rain coming in from the south. So both of these systems kind of colliding, and that's why we're expecting quite a bit of rainfall as we head through the evening tonight. All right, tonight overnight lows dropping back through the 50s. Here's a look at one of our computer models showing the future radar 9 o'clock tonight. Absolutely pouring. So if you got to run to the grocery store, I would say sooner rather than later is probably better. And it just pours overnight. Sounds of the rainforest. You could even again wake up to hear a rumble of thunder. And this is going to be heading into early tomorrow. A few leftover straggler showers possible 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. If there are going to be some issues with a heavier downpour for the morning commute, it would be more likely in eastern Connecticut for parts of New London or Windham counties. Otherwise, it just might be a little damp to start off the day, but the rain moves out fairly quickly. Clouds break for sunshine, and it turns out to be a really beautiful day tomorrow after a wet and windy night ahead. Tomorrow, we're looking at high temperatures that are in the mid to upper 60s. Again, after that front clears the area, we are looking really nice, not only during the afternoon tomorrow, but heading into this upcoming weekend as well. I think you're really going to like the forecast, and here's what it shows. Highs in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees for Saturday, for Sunday. Showers Monday into Tuesday of next week, along with cooler temperatures and a stretch of high temperatures that will only be in the 50s, guys.